what's up, Scoop Nation? We're at our Friday locals, and we have the first place champion today, Dylan Oliveros. He was playing Red Broly, so we're gonna head and get right into it.
All right, so of course I run the Red Broly. His, of course, like seen everywhere, but of course, what makes him special is his effect to just completely beat face.
Yep, he just swing, 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 and then there ain't no stopping it.
So what's cool about him is you want to awaken turn 2, definitely. And sometimes when you have troubles, because normally what you want to do is use his effect to look out for Planet Vampa first thing and play it immediately. And sometimes if you whiff on it, it does put you back a turn, but at least you can use his effect, even if you go first, to just take a life and give him crit just to help self-awaken to get you to that turn 2 awaken side. And on the awaken side, as long as you have a Broly, which more than likely you're going to have a Broly BR card in the battle area, he's going to get plus 5k and crit, and of course you draw a card for every swing that he does. And for protection purposes, because right now there's a lot of cards in the meta that blows things up. If Broly is the only card in your battle area, because nobody's going to target if you have anything else like Ba, and they pop it, you get to use his effect to pitch a card and play a 4-drop Broly, which is or less. But usually, if you have a 4-drop in your hand, you want to play that, because if they try to break your chain, and if in the midst of trying to get rid of their hand for the turn, you can just pitch a card and play a 4-drop recommendedly if you have it, and get rid of that extra card.
Alright, so what's the first card of the deck?
The first card that I run, I'll start with the Unisons, is of course 4 Piccolos. Self-explanatory. You want to play him on your second turn, apparently, from how I've been playing it, because if you have him in your hand, you really want to have him in your opening hand. And then on your second turn, you play him. You don't use any of his effects unless you really have to, and you try to use the Broly chain to get him up as high as possible, because he wants to do his next 6.
So then, what are your 2 targets that you go into for the -6? Do you run the crit Goku or?
For the -6, usually my main targets would probably be,
Of course, like a pan, probably, right? Or do you not do the pan?
I side deck the pan, but usually I do that because I'm trying to go for game if I use his -6. So I would go into that Piccolo. He's a double striker, 15k. They can't use blockers, and then I get a super combo to help kill at that very turn.
Yeah, I've actually seen someone runs the red Goku ape where you bring him out and he has crit, right?
Yeah.
And then the pan will give it double strike, and he has an effect that if you blow up one of your red cards, he gets to stand up again. So now he's a double strike, dual attack crit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then that's why I love pan in this build, but your play is so fast. I could main board pan because my deck runs at 50.
Yeah.
And I could just throw 2 in there and be at 52 and be completely fine. But usually I'd never do that. Usually these are my main targets, because of the main fact that I also run another option that can get me the game is him.
That's some tech right there.
I run 2 of him because you're gonna get to the overrealms, like hands down.
Yeah, crit double strike is just nice.
And early game, you're gonna beat them with the Broly chain, and then of course, once they get low, you want to start getting your double strikers out there.
Yes,
so that's why I run 2 of them as well.
Yeah, I don't run 3 in my build either, just because it clogs up your hand, especially when there's 0k combo.
Yeah, because more than 2, then you're not gonna really benefit from it.
Yeah, you're gonna see it eventually.
So then, those are my 2 ofs. And, well, actually, no, there was one more. Surprisingly, people say that I should bump it up, but there's no need. I run 2 of them.
You're only gonna need it once, and that's turn 3 if they survive.
Yeah, because he's highly searchable from
The Paragus.
yeah from your Paragus, and
The Ba can't search it
no,
though
the
because it's
Ba.
5 or less.
Yeah, the Ba is only 5 or less. But the thing is like you
By turn
don't.
3, if you don't see one of these guys, you draw through more than like 70% of your deck. You know.
Yeah, because in turn 3, yeah, he would be nice, but the thing is, if you have 3 energy to work with,
Yeah.
so more than likely, I use the lower Broly chain a lot more frequently than normal, because of course I run the main Broly chain that of course is the heart and soul.
Yes, sir. This deck would not be anywhere as good if it wasn't for this promo right
Exactly.
here. How come you didn't foil it out? You foil out everything. You couldn't get the foil ones?
It's because I had the playset of these already before the foils came out. So I could foil them out if I really tried. But, I mean, why go for the extra mile?
Because this is your championship deck now. You gotta foil it out.
Yeah, well, the thing is, if I go and pull one myself, I will keep it. But I'm unlucky when it comes to pulls. So I just stick with this. It does the same thing. And you already know what this does. I mean, you try to get it off Appa, and you play it, crit yourself alive, and then just search out your boss.
Ba grabs you anything from the deck.
Yeah,
BR 5 or less, right?
Yep, this will grab you any Broly BR 5 or less. And the options would actually be, let me go ahead and grab them for you.
I think Ba made that deck so consistent. The problem swap packages always had is if you're missing a piece, you're screwed, you know?
Yeah.
So now Ba makes you consistent.
It's a glass cannon. I mean, people used to run Ba less, but it's highly at 4.
Especially the more you have, the better defense you have, you know?
Right, and not
blockers.
only that, you want to plus as much as possible because of your 1-drop promo Broly.
Exactly.
And people also question why I run 4 of this, but I love it. And that's the 1-drop, of course.
Yep.
I run 4 of them because sometimes it's the main reason why I run the 6-drop Broly at 2. Because, yeah, you could rip some cards from their hand, or you could just complete beat face.
Yep.
And with Ba on the field, I usually stick with like up to the 4 chain.
So you're going with swinging low a lot. You want to hit those low numbers over and over and over again.
I want to get them to 2 life as fast as possible. So the main play is, of course, you take advantage of Vampa to search out any of the 1-drop Broly's.
Yep.
You want to make sure you have some 3-drop Broly's in your hand. And when you do have the 3-drop Broly's in your hand, you want to make sure
that you have the Paragus.
Yes. And the ones in this card right here is I'll run 4 of course, is what lets you bring out the Paragus.
The 3-drop's probably my favorite part of the chain because I love bringing out Paragus for free.
And this is why this right here is why I only run 2 of the 6-drops, because why go for one big swing with he maybe crit double strike if you're trying to go to the secret, yes, but then with all these cards that can just negate and pop, and as long as I'm not playing green, I could swing as many times as I want. And not only that, this gets around Violet Rays.
Oh, so, yeah, because they're lower, right?
So instead of paying 3 energy for like the higher chains, you go. And you use the 1-drop. I'll show you the combo right here. What I usually do is the 1-drop. Try to have as many of those as your hand. And early game, you want to have the Ba. You want to have him. So even if they swing at you, you want to just be like out combo it or just take it. If you're like turn 1, you'll probably get to 6 life. Yeah. So on their turn, if you went first, they hit you once, and you take it.
Because the promo one's really good for getting your life down, but that 1-drop can swing. The other promo only can swing for 4,000.
So if you know they have Violent Rays, for example, then as long as Ba is there, you swing 15k.
Yep.
You swap into the 3-drop. That gets you Paragus. You search for another Broly piece or your Piccolo Unison. you always want to make sure your Piccolo Unison is on board. So then you swing, combo the Paragus, get
So
rid
you,
of the Paragus,
and then play another one.
and this is if you're at 3 energy from mid game. So you get rid of it, and you did that with 1 energy because you use 1 for that on your 3rd turn. And then,
Do you ever actually use the servant effect or no?
oh
the,
yeah,
the offering and servant.
the Overlord.
Overing.
Overlord.
Overlord.
Yeah, Overlord. Yeah, that it does help because since I try to attack as many times as possible. I try to be aggro, and usually then you use the 2nd energy to swap him out for, which is of course the 4 drop.
This
And
is where it starts getting nasty. I
so-
always grab as many of the
so-
4s in my hand as
So
possible.
you get this back into your hand, and you have 1 energy left. So now you're getting another swing, and you have the option to go into the 5 drop, or as long as on board, you can use that 1 energy to play it again and swing for another 15k, and then do it again and play another Paragus if you have one. So that's 2 swings. So
That's
if
probably
they
already like 9 swings a turn. Plus, off your Planet Vampa, you play another card, another 1 drop for free.
right, so
So
instead of
that's 3 chains going off in 1 turn.
so if they have a negate and you use their energy to get the 6 drop instead, then 1 negate stops it. So
Yeah.
try to get more attacks in, and then more search to keep your hand strong.
Exactly.
And then
I mean, does Red Broly lose the hand destruction in your opinion or no?
it depends if it's a glass cannon. So if I completely whiff on the whole setup, then yeah, hand destruction is bad. But usually, with all these cards set up, your ratio of hitting all these is actually really good.
Yeah, I almost always hit every piece of the chain I need, especially since everything searches everything out.
Right. And then what I also run is with this Piccolo is I run 2 Yanchas.
Nice.
Because you get this Piccolo up so much that you want him on your 2nd turn, and if your hand's not full with Broly's, you got these guys.
At least you have
At
some
least.
sort of defense. You know
So
what
if they
I'm saying?
so if they try to aggro you with with a bunch of weenies, or the Gogeta build where they play like their Gogeta chain, this could help get rid of it.
Exactly, and especially now with Window 2, those counterplays got even more better.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then so they help you survive against the aggro stuff. Even if they're like Dark Broly, you can at least turn them into a 15k, so it's a little bit more reasonable.
Exactly.
And then, of course, when you have him out and you get him up to 3, which is really easy.
Yes,
I run
sir.
3 of them guys
3
because
double strikers.
you want, with all the aggros of the weenie chain, they should get down to 2 pretty fast.
So now you have them searchable, and you can just play them for free.
Yep, exactly. And since I keep things small,
How many of those would you have on a field at one point? Sometimes could you actually play all 3, or well, actually no, 1 off the unison, then 1 off of his effect, right?
well, the thing about it is
Because he's not a unique. So.
he's not unique, so but you can't really play copies of him for the turn if you play him once. So usually when you get him to 6,
Yeah.
you minus him and you play that and the super
combo.
combo.
Yep.
And then when they're at 2, you try to go for game there. Of course. I'm a pre-release hunter. So then if this doesn't finish them off, then if you have this card in your hand, it does the job. If you have more of these in your hand, 4 more pressure, then even better. And if this is on the field, then it just gives them more pressure.
Exactly. So it sounds like you're just swinging with them as much single strike as you can to get them down to double strike range and then finish them off.
Yeah, because the Broly chain's going to deal with their hand size.
Exactly.
And usually turn 3 is, I don't think I've have
gone
ever
past turn 3?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever gone past turn 3.
And then you run the blast as the bomb, right?
What's that?
Oh, La Bomba.
Yeah, and then Of course, your very first turn play. I almost forgot about that.
Oh yeah. I thought it was.
Is the Vampa. You, of course, hopefully don't have them in your life, and then
Have you ever actually whiffed on it?
yes,
All right.
I actually whiffed twice, which is not actually a big deal because if you whiff on it somehow, then you use his effect to try to look for it, and if you fail, you still got an open energy. So let's just hope that you have one of the one-drop Broly's.
How come you don't run Violent Rays then? Because at least if you whiff off a Vampa, you'd be able to grab Violent Rays, no?
I would actually put them in my side deck if I had one. But usually, like if you whiff on Vampa, and you have this in your hand turn one, then you technically can do what Vampa does and get your ball to get your ball, and then
And that starts
to
up
get
the
your
whole
missing
chain.
chain
Yep.
of rather the 3, 4, or 5. And then, of course, if some miracle I get the 6-drop Broly, which is really low, then of course I could use the 6-drop Broly to evolve into my secret rare.
And no one's surviving after that secret rare. They can't combo. They can't do anything. Plus, he has barrier. First secret rare ever to have barrier.
Yeah, and the thing is like
Look at this, how cool that guy looks.
oh yeah, roid out. And this is what you call a red Hulk.
Yes, sir.
Red Hulk.
That's Red Hulk.
Very angry Hulk. So, and the thing is, honestly, I don't really use him. And usually, if I go to the game too, I take him out.
Yeah, because he's considered an overkill card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because unless you're playing a stall build, then he's good. So, if anything, and I would easily throw him in my sideboard, and I'll get to that right now. Let's move all this stuff out of here. And sideboard, of course, if everything fails, I don't have really any negates. So if I have to play defensively, of course.
Protector. One of the best negates.
Oh, yeah, because the thing is, your hand size isn't really going to be massive. So pitch a card, give your leader +5 for every attack, and it negates the first one. So it compensates for a small hand.
And it's budget friendly. You don't have to pay $80 for a Violent Rays copy when these come out of the Ultimate deck. They're probably like $5 now.
Yeah, exactly. Because with Violent Rays, it's a major threat against Red Broly, but that's why I go with a smaller chain to help protect me to make sure that they're under 20k.
Exactly.
Another card that I usually run in the best 2 out of 3 is, which is pretty new from this current set, is him.
Yes, sir. He's against those stallier matchups, right?
Yep. So especially Mecha Frieza.
Yep, because they just want to counter and counter. So
Yeah. So if they want to counter or they play Chapil, fine, -15. If they it's gone. If they use or in Baby, if they pay 2 and play Mechiorp, -15 and it's gone.
Exactly. No, he's just amazing, especially since that auto doesn't say once per turn. Every time they activate a counter, something's getting minus.
Exactly. So this helps keep the board under control.
Exactly.
Which that's what I love about it. So I would take out the 1-drop. Yeah, put me back a turn, but then I'll play this. And of course with the Broly chain,
It'll help you win long game.
yeah, because the 4 and 5-drop, every time you play them, like for this example, adds a marker to it from his own effect. And same
Do
thing
you ever actually get off the Rejuvenate?
with the 4.
Do you get the Rejuvenate off?
I did it once.
How was it? Make you feel like you were definitely winning after that?
Well, I mean, the funny part about it is I was at 1 life, put me to 2, and they didn't have a Champa double strike, thank God. And they attacked me, and that Rejuvenate card was a super combo. Yeah, and that got me
What a top
game.
deck.
Yeah, which I was actually I was hyped for that one. I thought that was hilarious. And then another card, because a lot of people like to play things for the low, is I run 2 Black Mass Sands.
Yep, you just got it. People trying to free play stuff too much right now.
You need that for a lot of builds. Surprisingly, it doesn't work well if you're playing against a Senshin run because they're above 15k. But Anything else really is real good. And it's a self-awakener, but you don't really need it.
Exactly. It's set like what 4 cards that's just still so relevant.
Exactly. And for Vegex and anything else that likes to swarm a lot of cards.
Yep.
Yep.
That card is just becoming so good.
Technically,
so
like if they have like 2 or more cards on the field and they're trying to play more, you can just stop it.
for one
All right.
energy. Yep.
For 1 energy, blow up their board if they have 3 or more from the next card being played.
Yep. The next card being played, will it get sent to the warp or something? Placed in its owner's drop instead of being played.
Yep.
Then the rest of the board 2 or less, ignoring barrier, gets blown up.
Exactly.
Not bad. For 1 energy, that thing puts in work.
Yeah, so if they have a buttload of weenies, then, goodbye.
Yeah, because Ba can only save you against so many attacks,
Yeah, so of course, this is needed. And I have 1 extra. Gotcha.
True. Just in case to stall your matchups when you
If
put
I,
in the 2.
yeah, if they swarm a little bit too much and I need to see this guy more, then yeah, I'll bump him up to 3. And then of course, 2 pans
Yes, sir.
because of the fact
unison.
is the one drop unison.
Yep, right there.
So yeah, if you get to 6, which is really easy, then of course you'll have better targets. You will get that and this
Yep.
for more double strike attacks. And technically, if there's anything else on board, I'll mainly play these, but if there's anything else on board, even if there's a 1-drop parry, why not give him double strike?
Right. Make that 4K put in some work for you, or 9K now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everything gets +5.
So of course that is real good. I was thinking of main boarding these 2 and put my deck up to 52. But I mean, the deck is so fast.
It's so consistent too.
The deck is so fast you don't really need it. And then
It's like another overkill card, you think? The pans?
yeah. Because if you don't have enough double strikes at that moment, pan is a good choice for that. And for anything that has to do with countering you.
Yep. Just stop that nonsense right in his track. I love
Yep.
Corsica.
If they try to topo stall you, baby stall you with any 2-drop.
Everyone's trying to slow you down, so.
So, or if your hand's bad, then this will work too.
Yeah,
to help.
It doesn't even send them to the drop. Those cards go to the warp. So much worse. Yeah, and they try to counterplay.
So even Dark Broly wouldn't really like that because then they get it back from the warp, but they have to work for it now.
Exactly.
And that's basically the whole build. I mean, it's simple. It's simple, but yet very, very deadly. It got me first, and I never went a single round on turn 4.
Dang, nice. Well, thank you so much for showing this deck profile. Congrats on first place today. All right.
And not only that, got a launch that I needed. All right, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was good. I'm glad I was so happy for that. But yeah, this is brutal. This is a Broly. It is beat face.
Exactly.
It's what Broly is supposed to do.
All right, Scoop Nation. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Talk to you on the next one. Peace.
I'm just gonna work, that is my motive. I'm not gonna stop, this is my moment. I'm not gonna quit, that is a weakness. I'm just gonna execute, that is my purpose. I speak with attitude, hard cause the feeling I